Hi guys, welcome to Club Today. On the agenda for today, we have food for thought, spontaneous things with Bonnie and Denise, and origami with Quinn.
Who is the most resilient person you know and why? So who is the most resilient person you know and why? Who is the most resilient person you know and what makes them resilient?
The most resilient person I know would be my mom. The reason why is my mom has stage 4 cancer, and stage 4 is the last stage of cancer, meaning it has spread from the original part to other parts of your body. And my mom was first diagnosed with that almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years ago in May next month. And she was given 3 months to live. She's still alive. And I have seen her suffer a lot, and she's had a lot of pain. She can't see very well. It's hard for her to move around. She can't really go anywhere. So everyone going through this quarantine time, my mom has been going through this for almost 2 years. But I don't hear her complain. I don't hear her ever talk about giving up, ever. And I have never seen that kind of strength, because sometimes it's so hard to even know where she gets it from. But she's told all of us, she has 5 kids. I'm the second kid that she had. She's told all of us that she wants to be here with us, and she's determined to beat this, and I find that incredible.
So I would say the most resilient person I've ever known was my grandfather. And even though he's been dead for over 7 years now, my dad told me the story of how he was able to make his own businesses by the time he was in his 20s. He had a really hard life. His dad left the family when he was really young, and they were poor, and he ended up having to be the man of the house, taking care of his mother and all the kids. And even though he had a lot of reasons to just give up or to quit or to play the victim in life, he didn't. And he made something of himself. And he ended up being a great man, and he ended up raising my dad, who ended up raising me. And one amazing thing that he did is, because of all the businesses that he had and how successful he was able to make a lot of money. And because of that, some of that was able to be donated to our family. And so the whole reason I've been able to attend university is because of his generosity and the success that he made, not only for himself, but for his whole family. Because now, not only did he create a better life for himself, but his children and his children's children. And so that was always very inspiring to me, because he had a lot of reasons to just give up and he didn't. So I always think of him whenever I get discouraged.
I would have to say the most resilient person that I have known was my mother. And she had gone through, she's faced some tough things in her life. And even after she was diagnosed with cancer, she always had a really good attitude. And she never allowed the things that she went through to impact her in a way that would make her negative. She always explored new things and was tough and kind and fun to be around. And I have 4 sisters, and we like to go and do things, and she let us drag her all over the place, and she always did it with a great attitude. So she was a really good example to me.
The person that me and Bailey both think is the most resilient person we know is our mom, because she's had so many health issues in the past and still kind of currently, but she always bounces back really quickly and kind of like gets better like really fast.
All All right, you guys, that was fun. So now we want you to enjoy some spontaneous things with Bonnie and Denise.
Hi, I'm Denise.
And I'm Bonnie.
And today we're going to be doing spontaneous things with Bonnie and Denise. So today we're going to learn how to play sock baseball. It is a game of baseball indoors. So what you're going to need, so you can play this on a rainy day or, just especially right now that we're all in quarantine. You can play it in your bedroom. If you're going to play it in your living room, you have to make sure that you put away all of your mom and dad's and grandma's and everybody's stuff that you don't want to break. Okay? You're going to get a pair of socks, just like this. Okay? You're going to roll it into a ball, and this is going to be your baseball, your sock ball. Okay? And then your hand is going to be your bat. You don't have to have matching socks. So Bonnie has lighter socks, which is good. And mine are a little bit heavier. So if you're gonna be in your bedroom, you can probably use these. Just make sure that, again, you get rid of anything that can break, okay? You're going to set up first and second base and home. If you don't have enough room, then you could just go first base and home. It's not a big deal. You can alter your game however you want. So we're gonna show you how to do it. Okay, so the catch to this game is when you hit the ball with your hand, you are not allowed to run. You have to crawl or get on your knees and go to first base. So our first base is the pool table and the air hockey table, okay? So I'm gonna toss the ball to Bonnie. She's gonna hit it, and then I'm gonna try to get her out. Oh boy. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I got you out. Okay, we're gonna do it again. Ready, Bonnie?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna stand more. Okay, here you go. And I'm gonna try to get her out so she's safe. Okay, so now it's Gerardo's turn. Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
So they're safe. So that's how you play it. So get your siblings, get your parents, grandparents, whoever wants to play, get them involved. Sock baseball. It's the new way to play indoors.
All right, and finally, we have origami with Quinn.
Alright guys, what's up? So today we're going to be making a bunny in lieu of Easter, and I actually really like this model. This is one of my favorites. It's so simple, but it looks really good, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. So we're going to start off with, as usual, a square of paper, and we're going to be folding it corner to corner. And so fold it in half like that. And unfold it. And actually, we're going to keep this folded. We usually unfold it, but this time we're going to keep it folded, and we're going to fold it in half again, one more time. Make a smaller triangle. Making it nice and even on both sides. All right, and so you can see we've got two flaps at the bottom here. We're going to fold one of them up on one side, just like this. Fold that there. You get a lovely view of the top of my head. And hold on a second. There we go. So fold that up like that. And on the other side, we're going to fold that one up as well. All right. So we're looking good with our paper just like that. And we need to make sure that it stays open on the top. This is going to be very important. So you've got our open ends on the top, and then our closed end is going to be to the left. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just fold the corner to sort of like the tip of the triangle, just like that. And that's going to give us we're going to use this as a reference point for our next fold. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take just one of the flaps right here, and we're going to make a straight fold and put that entire edge and meet up with the reference point that we just made, the reference fold. That's going to go to the middle, right there. And you can see that it stays open because we are only folding that one flap. It's going to stay open like this, and what we're going to do is just squash that part down and make it nice and even, and so we get a good even triangle right there. So just like that. Okay? And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side as well. So we've got our reference point, and remember we're only taking one flap there, and then folding that to meet the reference edge. And then we have our paper on the bottom that's still loose. Then we are going to squash that down, just like that. Perfect. Okay. All right, so now we're going to start forming the ears to our rabbit. And so we're just going to do this on one of the ears, and we're going to narrow it down by folding it back just like that to get the edges to match. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so we've got that one down, and now for the other side. Go and line it up. Okay, so now that we've got our ears mostly formed, the next thing we're going to do is start to make the head. So just make sure everything looks good, it's nice and even on both sides. And now what we're going to do is, actually we're going to finish up with the ears by folding those in, and it's going to be that point right there that we're going to use to fold. So we're going to fold that in while keeping the pocket open. So we fold in the ear like that, open up the pocket, and then just flatten that out. And there we go, make sure everything's nice and creased. And there we have it. So once again, we're going to repeat that on the other side. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, so now we are really going to start on the head. And we're going to do that by making first a little pre-crease. So we're just going to fold the tip, the top of the head down, just like that. And we want to make sure to fold it a little bit past where the ears come in. And so you can see me doing that. So folding that down. And this is our pre-crease. So we're actually going to unfold that once we folded it. And the next thing we're going to do is a reverse fold on that. So it's pretty simple. You're just going to open up the paper on the bottom and just push that middle section in. I'm going to push that in just like that. So it goes in between the center. Okay. And there it is. Not too bad. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start folding the sides of the head back, and we're going to do it right where the ears meet the top of the head. And so we're going to fold this part back and make sure to leave the paper sticking up. It's going to like stick up towards you, and just make sure to leave the paper sticking up there. And so you can see the fold where it goes on one side. So we're going to do that on one side and then make the fold on the other side. Okay. So now that we've got both sides creased, we're going to start making the head. So I'm going to pinch the tip of the ears right there and sort of push up on the base of the head. And that's going to make a really nice bunny shape once we follow those folds through. And so you can see the head coming to shape right there. So we've got the head and the ears fully formed now. Just like that. All right. And now, just to finish off the shape of the head, we're going to fold in the tip, which is open the head up, folded that in, and then close it back up, and now you've got your fully formed bunny head shape. Okay. All right. And now the next thing we're going to do is just fold in a little bit on the front legs. So just open up that side and then just fold that in just a little bit. And I went too far there, so I'm gonna redo that fold just a tiny bit. And it's going to look like that. Okay, and we're just gonna repeat on the other side. Okay, and closing that up, and that's going to be about it for the legs. Okay, so now we're going to open up the ears, and there's actually a little pocket. If you look real closely, you can see that. So you just open that up with your fingers, and you can fully form the bunny ears. Now you've got those finished. Okay. So now we're going to start working on the tail. And so to do that, we're going to do a little bit of pre-creasing. So in order to set up some reverse folds, we're going to do that. So we're going to fold it in like that. Fold it in right there, and then we're just going to fold it up. And so this is the pre-creasing for the reverse folds that we're doing, and that's going to make the tail stick up like that. So once we got those folded, we're going to unfold that and use those folds as a reference. So now we just open up the bottom, and so we're going to do the first fold in along the folds that we created. That's in, and then we're going to go right back out using the other fold. And that's going to close right up and make a nice tail for us. Okay, so you can stop right here if you want. I mean, it is a pretty good looking bunny, if I do say so myself. But we can make it look even better. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to sort of narrow in the side of the head and give it a little bit better shape. And so I'm just kind of pushing that in there on the side, and it's going to make that head a little bit rounder and give it a good shape. Okay, just like that. And then repeat the same thing on the other side as we do. Okay. All right, that's looking a little bit better. And once we're finished with that, we're going to move on to making some hind legs. So right there, you can see I kind of motioned to a little bit of a section, and we're going to sort of pinch the paper in there, and we're going to fold it over the side, and that's going to give us some back legs for our bunny. So you can see there, once I've got the fold formed, then that gives us some back legs for the bunny. It looks really good. So it's just a small thing you can do to make your things look better. Right, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side where we go with our thumbs and we're going to pinch that in and then fold it over. And notice how the folds don't go all the way up to the top, and that's going to make our bunny have some volume to it and give the body a really good shape. So once we've got our legs finished, the last thing we're going to do is just narrow down the tail a little bit. So on the bottom, we're just going to open it up and fold in on the tail part, just like that. Give a little bit more shape to the back legs and the tail. We're just going to pinch a little bit of paper in there. It doesn't have to be too much. All right. And so now with our newly formed hind legs, better head shape, and a better tail, we've got ourselves a real nice Easter bunny. And I'm just making sure those look real nice. And there you have it. The spring bunny.